Good evening. After a bruising 7 days, Rishi Sunak tried to get the Conservatives back on the front foot today with the launch of their manifesto. He's hoping his promises on tax and migration will be enough to hold on to constituencies like Chingford and Woodford Green, a once safe seat for a former Tory leader, now considered highly marginal. The battle on the London-Essex border has been made more lively by Labour's deselection of their candidate. Our political correspondent Simon Harris now on how local concerns and hard politics make this a seat to watch.
The constituency of Chingford and Woodford Green has been cut in half, not by boundary changes, but by a broken bridge. The Broadmead Road Bridge over the Central Line in Woodford was declared unsafe and closed almost 12 months ago, and voters are getting wound up.
We've got a dog walking business, so we have 8 team members, and it means that our staff cannot cover. They might have dogs here, they can't cover up there now because they have to drive what is a 5-10 minute journey during peak times. That can be 40 minutes.
The bridge was shut by Redbridge Council, a Labour-run authority, and rival parties like the Lib Dems are quick to point the finger of blame.
Ultimately, the responsibility for this has to lay with the council. They've had a decade's worth of notice in order to fix this, and just haven't done what was needed to make sure that it was fixed for the residents. But look, you know, a decade of Tory underinvestment in councils has also played its part.
The council says it's currently carrying out a survey to see what repairs are needed.
This should have been done on day one. Why have they made my constituents wait 7 months? Now it's a year.
Well, the council say it's because the government has cut funding to local authorities.
The council knew about this in 2014. Any good council would say, we have a problem coming up, let us start putting money aside.
Ian Duncan-Smith is duly elected.
The former Conservative leader has been the MP here for 32 years. At the last election, Labour came within 1,300 votes of taking the seat off Sir Ian. That makes it a Tory marginal and top Labour target. But 2 weeks ago, Labour suddenly dumped its candidate.
It's time we represented ourselves.
Left-winger Faiza Shaheen, who came so close to winning in 2019, is now standing as an independent against Labour's official candidate. Today, she claimed more than 40 local party members had quit Labour to join her campaign. Do you feel sorry for the Labour candidate?
Well, I don't know the Labour candidate. It's absolutely not personal. So, you know, it was up to her to run here. I would just say that the Labour Party and the Labour leadership in general has made a mistake in how they've treated this community and treated me.
Do you feel sorry for Faiza Shaheen?
I do feel awful that the situation's happened in this way, but my focus will always be about the communities and the people of Chingford and Woodford Green and how they're struggling under this Conservative government. Mortgages have gone up, rents have gone up.
The split in the local Labour Party has made this a seat to watch. Sir Ian Duncan-Smith also faces a challenge from Reform UK, which called on the government today to fix Broadmead Road Bridge. Simon Harris, ITV News, Woodford.
And the full list of candidates standing for election in the Chingford and Woodford Green constituency is on your screen now. Simon joins me in the studio. Simon, ULEZ is back as an issue.
Yes, Duncan, cast your mind back to the last time Londoners went to the polls. It is only just over a month since that mayoral contest. In that election, the Conservative candidate made scrapping the ULEZ extension one of her main policies and lost by a big margin. Undeterred, the Conservatives have now put it in their general election manifesto, which was published today. The manifesto promises that a future Tory government would reverse what it calls Labour's unfair ULEZ extension, although it doesn't make clear by what means it would do that. A source close to Sadiq Khan called it desperate stuff, which is Labour's standard response to most Conservative policies, as well as an unprecedented attack on local devolution. The Conservatives are also promising that there will be a referendum if any local council proposes a low-traffic neighbourhood or introducing 20-mile-an-hour speed limits.
OK, Simon, thank you very much. Next tonight to the row which has split the Conservative Party in a safe seat in Essex. It comes after Rishi Sunak's party chairman was parachuted in from a constituency in Durham, 300 miles north. Our political correspondent Simon Harris has more.
Basildon has seen better days. The shopping precinct is a shadow of its former self. Shop units are boarded up. Big stores have left town and market stalls are empty.
Basically, it's turning into ghost town, isn't it? All shops are closing down.
Just don't like the way it is. There's a lot of drug users, there's a lot of alcoholics, there's no control in the town centre.
There was quite a few shops, Toys R Us, Marks and Spencer's, a nice market. It's not the same no more.
At the other end of this twin town constituency is upmarket Billericay, where voters have helped make this an ultra-safe Conservative seat. But the new Conservative candidate here has caused a bitter rift in the local party. His name is Richard Holden, the Conservative Party chair and until the election an MP in the northeast of England. But last week he was parachuted into Basildon and Billericay on a shortlist of just him.
A lot of potential candidates that worked hard during the local elections, that thought they might have an opportunity, were denied that opportunity. The candidates department encouraged us to put forward a local candidate, which we did, and then they, as good as said, that local candidate was never ever going to have an opportunity, and that is just fraud.
In a bizarre TV interview at the weekend, Mr Holden chose to ignore questions about his selection.
Chairman of the party, shortlist of one, just before nominations close. How is that not an appalling stitch-up and anti-democratic?
Emily Thornberry today has completely admitted that Labour's approach to taxing schools...
He gave the same answer 7 times. Mr Holden has been campaigning in the constituency, but when we asked to speak to him, the Conservative Party said he wasn't available. Labour winning Basildon and Billericay once seemed highly unlikely, but last month it became the largest party on Basildon Council. And after the arrival of Richard Holden as Tory candidate, Labour is daring to hope.
Having been the Transport Minister responsible for our roads, which are in a terrible state, having been Rishi Sunak's campaign guru, and people can see for themselves how well that's going, people are asking if he's as bad an MP as he was a Transport Minister and campaign chief. That might not be for us.
Have the Tories done you a favour?
I think so, yeah, dropping that man in. If they used a local Conservative candidate, every possibility people may have voted for him. But we're strong in the area, really strong. I'm very, very surprised. The feedback we've got, fabulous.
Do you think there's a danger that what has happened will mean the Tories lose this seat?
It could happen.
45 years ago, voters here were labelled Essex man after helping Margaret Thatcher sweep to power. Anything other than a Conservative win in Basildon and Billericay on July the 4th would be another seismic election result. Simon Harris, ITV News, Basildon.
And the full list of candidates standing for election in the Basildon and Billericay constituency is on your screen now.